Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto bread recipe for you. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out new videos. And if you are a music lover, make sure you check out the link in the description to my other YouTube channel, Inspirational Songs with Janet. I've posted another new song there, so make sure you check that out and subscribe there also. And remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on TikTok. So if you would like to join me there at Janet's Low Carb Kitchen, you are, of course, more than welcome to. And if you would like to help support this channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while we do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Lightly grease 3 6-inch hot dog bun molds or sub-sandwich bun molds. If you don't have any molds, you can just line a large baking sheet with a silicone baking mat or some parchment paper. Then you'll just free shape the hot dog bun molds once the dough's all done. They turn out great either way. Set your molds and baking sheet off to the side. Grind 10 grams or around 2 tablespoons of whole psyllium husk till it's about half of its volume. So by the time you're done grinding it, it's going to be roughly around 1 tablespoon. Doesn't have to be exact. I put mine in my coffee grinder for about 25 seconds, and for me that's perfect. So you just want it finely ground without it being powder. Pour the ground psyllium husk into a large mixing bowl. Combine 112 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, 8 grams or around 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and if you want to, you can add some dry seasonings or spices for different flavors in your hot dog buns. I'm using 1 tablespoon of instant dry yeast. As I always tell you guys, the yeast is not for rising purposes. Coconut flour, baked goods don't rise very much, not even with the help of yeast. The yeast is strictly for flavor because I like that yeasty taste in my breads. I also added a teaspoon of onion powder just to give it a little bit more flavor. Sift the dry ingredients into your mixing bowl with your ground psyllium husk until the dry ingredients are fully combined and there are no lumps. Add 4 large room temperature eggs, 120 milliliters or around a half cup of the oil of your choice. I'm using melted coconut oil. If you do choose to use coconut oil, weigh it first when it's solid and then melt it so you get a more accurate measurement. I add the coconut oil while it's still warm because the heat in this recipe helps soften the psyllium husk. Add 59 milliliters or around 1/4 cup of hot water and 59 milliliters or around 1/4 cup of hot keto milk of your choice. My favorite keto milk is coconut milk, and you want this water and your milk to be hot. The heat is going to help soften the psyllium husk and help it to act a little bit more like gluten and glue your ingredients together. Stir all the ingredients together for about 1 minute. At first it's going to look very wet, but as you continue to stir for the full minute, the coconut flour and psyllium husk is going to absorb some of that extra moisture, and the dough should start forming after stirring for at least 1 minute. Once your dough is starting to form, scrape down the sides of the bowl and push the dough to the center of your bowl. Knead the dough in your bowl for about 2 minutes or until it's smooth and can form a ball. Let the dough sit at room temperature for about 15 minutes so it can continue to absorb any extra moisture and so that the psyllium husk can start doing its magic and holding everything together well. After 15 minutes, your dough should have absorbed the excess moisture. You still want to have a little bit of a moist dough. You don't want it to be completely dry or you'll have dry hot dog buns. So it should still have a little bit of moisture to it. Divide your dough into 3 equal portions. It's roughly around 193 grams for each portion if you want to measure it out and be a little bit more exact. You don't have to, just make sure that your portions are equally sized. Roll each dough portion into a log that's around 6 inches long. Place the logs into your prepared molds, or if you don't have the molds, place the logs onto your prepared baking sheet. Make sure as you are rolling the dough that you keep the dough completely smooth. You don't want any cracks. If you do see any cracks, just dampen your finger a little bit and rub the cracks out. If you have cracks in your dough, then you're going to have slightly cracked hot dog buns, and you don't want that. If you are baking these on a baking sheet, make sure that you leave space in between each one of the dough logs. These do expand a little bit. They don't puff up a lot, but they do expand a little bit, so you want to leave space between them. If you're using the molds, place the molds onto a baking sheet. Then place your baking sheet in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until the hot dog buns are golden. Once the hot dog buns are done baking, remove them from your oven. Allow them to cool in the molds or on your baking sheet for about 15 to 20 minutes so they can firm up. As you can see here, the one that I baked without the mold still turned out great, still looks like a hot dog bun. So you don't have to worry. If you don't have the molds, you'll still have a great looking hot dog bun. After about 15 to 20 minutes and the hot dog buns have firmed up, remove them from the molds or off of your baking sheet and transfer them to a wire rack. Then allow them to cool for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you slice them. It's really best to allow them to cool completely, only because gluten-free baked goods are always a little bit on the fragile side when they're warm. But after 10 to 15 minutes, they should be fine if you're in a hurry to use them. Once the buns are cooled and you're ready to use them, turn the hot dog buns on their side, then cut them in half lengthwise. Do not cut them all the way through. Make sure you leave one edge of the hot dog buns attached to each other so that when you actually put a hot dog in there, it won't fall out. You've got that little edge to hold it in. Now, if you look inside here, check this out. Look at the crumb of this bread. It is excellent. It is very, very nice and airy, so you don't have a dense bread. It's very soft. It's very flexible. Once you've sliced your hot dog buns, you can fill them with the hot dog or whatever filling you want and serve. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely. You can store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 5 days, or in an airtight container in your freezer for up to 2 months. Eat and enjoy. And that's the recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more recipes like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.